My name's Daniel and welcome to Hiking and Survival in Japan. And this is day 16 of our cocooning in place. As you can hear, it's quite quiet. Finally, after nearly 2 weeks, I think people are slowly either understanding that they have to stay in place, that the messages from the government are finally getting through to people, or people are just getting tired and just staying indoors. I don't know, but it's 10:30 now, and normally the park out in front of me is full of kids and teenagers and adults doing all weird and wonderful things. And at the moment, there is one little old man doing laps inside the park on his own, which is very unusual. Now, that's not saying that I might add on a little bit at the end of this video from the future where this park might be full of kids later on today. I don't know, let's see. Okay, I'll try to put it in before this video goes out to see what it's like later today. But basically today is the 23rd of April. As I said, we're into our third week now of doing our cocooning. The first 2 weeks was pretty hectic, I must admit now, because nobody seemed to be paying attention to what the government was asking them to do. Now, when I say government, I don't mean the Japanese government in general. I mean the local city government of Hyogo, okay, because they're the people with all the powers. You've probably noticed that there is a lot of sorry, this is not an earthquake. I have a kind of new camera system set up to hold my camera, but it's kind of swaying in the breeze. I'm afraid it's getting a little bit windy, so do apologize if the camera does get a bit shaky. I'm trying to do this hands-free, which is quite nice for me. But anyway, the local city government and the hospitals have been basically screaming at the people to stay at home and to start social distancing, which they are finally doing. I think, I hope. I'll hold this and see it, steady it for you guys. And that's it. The people are still going to work. People are still driving around. People are still going to shopping centres. Finally, the government has been. Obviously, the government has been asking people, don't go to supermarkets if they are full of people. Try to have some social distancing. They've asked the shopping centres to start laying down markers on the floor so people can be at least 2 to 3 meters apart while they're standing in for the checkout. It's something that's taking a very long time for Japanese people to realise. As I keep saying before, Japanese people are very good at following rules, but if it's just an advice or an advisory, they're very slow to act on anything, and don't take it serious then. But I think with the death tolls and the amount of infections that are coming up now, like they have over 1,300 and something infections in Osaka alone, okay, which is the next big city over from us, which is quite scary. My family and I are trying not to go out whatsoever. Um, we are doing food trips. If we are, we're just kind of having 2 members of the family go and do it at a time, and then taking precautions while we're there and on the way back. And once we get home, but as you know, it's a scary time for everybody. We don't know what we're supposed to be doing right now. A lot of things going on in the world as well, which hasn't affected us here in Japan yet. In some countries, people are getting tired of being locked down. Some people think this is a total hoax now. I don't know where this is coming from. I had a friend there recently asked me, is this a whole hoax? Is this being blown out of proportions by the government just to have control over people? Listen, governments, as strange and wonderful as they are, they don't need to. Okay, they've already got us all by the balls. We've already been made into a system where we have to work for the bigger corporation just to survive in the world. And money is everything now, and the only way we can get money is by having to work. and do stuff for other people that don't really appreciate us in the end as it is. Having total crackdown on people's freedoms doesn't help the governments at all, to be honest with you. Look at some of the other communist countries and that. Yes, if you look at China, okay, one of the biggest communist countries in the world, and yes, they have face recognition and they're tracking everyone around the place, but still, if you ask the Chinese how they are, they're happy, you know. You have to weigh up your freedom to what's your happiness. If you want to run around the street naked, that might be happy for you, but does it offend a whole lot of the people? Yes, it does. And so, you know, if you're going to, what one person's freedom is another person's offended by. That's the way the world is. Okay, so is all this a way of cracking down on people's freedoms by governments? No, it's not. Don't be so freaking ridiculous. At the moment, this is affecting governments the best, you know, worse than anybody else. As everyone knows, the economy's gone. Businesses that have been there for years are collapsing and falling apart. Virgin Airlines has just said that it's going to go into bankruptcy if they can't get a bailout by the government. And you're going to see that happening everywhere. Things that we've taken for granted and known for years is just going to disappear. This is a big change for the world. This is going to be the new world order, where everything we used to know before the coronavirus is changing. How people are going to act and how things are going to be after this is going to be totally different. And it might take another 10, 20 years before everything gets back to normal, or to a new normal. But let's face it, the way the world works has changed. It's going to change. It has to change. So I'm rambling off topic of what we're doing. We are supposed to be talking about the coronavirus and being isolated. As I said in my last video, my wife has been keeping me busy putting furniture around the place and redecorating the house, or it's redecorating the apartment, should I say. Other things I've been doing, as most of you might know, I have a Star Wars channel as well, where I make things and do stuff out of the Star Wars universe, and that's been keeping me busy as well. I have lots of crafts and activities that I do personally as a hobby. If you can hear a weird sound in the background, there's a squeaky sound, which is the swings, because kids are going into the park across from us, and the other kind of tapping sound is an old lady who's walking up and down the road underneath my window. That's what that is. Let's go and have a look. Actually, it's just over there now. And slowly the park is filling up with old people. The guy walking over there, see through the trees. Some old people walking in the distance over here. Maybe that's a guy down there. Two more down here walking along. Basically what's happening is, because all the kids haven't come out yet, the old people are getting out beforehand and getting their exercises in. I don't blame them. It was pretty cold this morning. It was about 9 degrees Celsius when we woke up. It's gone up to about 12 now because the sun is out, and it's coming up to, it's coming to 11 o'clock now. And I can slowly see more and more people coming out and about, and I can say just before lunch I can see the parents kicking the kids out and saying come back in an hour or so, or come back at 1 o'clock, and get them out for a bit. And this is where your social distancing all goes to crap. It goes to hell. Already in the park, some mothers come in with some little kid on a bicycle to go around that part of the park. And at the moment most of the infections they are not able to track here in Japan. Main reason is we don't do enough testing. People are not doing social distancing. They don't know where they're picking up the diseases from. And I'll be honest, and I'll be the first one to say it, as hygienically clean as Japanese people are, the little feckers don't wash their hands after going to the toilet. Okay. Trust me, I know. They don't. I see them. They go in for a shite and then they run out the door and they're out to the toilets and haven't even touched the sink. And I think to myself, oh my god, for people who have to change their shoes every 5 seconds to go to one part of the house to the next, and all their onsens and everything else, little feckers don't wash their hands when they leave the toilet. And that's the men now. And I'm not talking about kids, I'm talking about men. Kids are just as bad. And then they don't know why they're getting this disease, and disease is carrying on. But there we go. Anyway, I'm not going to keep this video going on for much longer. Yeah, this is the rig I'd set up, but it's swaying a bit too much. I'm going to hold it again. I just wanted to check in with you guys to, you know, we're all still surviving. We haven't gone nuts just yet. We've still got until the 6th of May before the so-called emergency finishes. What will be the death toll by then, and what will be the infection rate by then, God only knows. But I'll have the statistics up here on the screen for you. Let's hope it starts to head down. I know in other countries at the moment, especially Nordic countries of Denmark, Sweden, places like that, they're starting to relax the crackdown and slowly get back to life, but they're putting things into place, especially for kids going back to school, that kids go on alternative days and they stay in the little groups. So if there is an infection outbreak, that it's contained to one group and not to everyone. Will that happen here? No, I don't think so. I think here it's just going to be willy-nilly, everyone just jump back out onto the road and back to work, because companies here don't want to close down. Okay, it's the big CEOs and the companies who just want the money coming in because they want the shareholders to be happy, and they don't give a shit about the little worker. As long as they keep working, if they die, they just claim on the insurance and try to get someone else to replace them. But that's where the thing lies. There isn't people to replace them, because we're short of workers here in Japan. But the big wigs up top don't know this, or they just don't care. Hasn't sunk in yet. As long as the money keeps coming into their pockets, they don't care. But there you go. Anyway, I'm going to let you go. Sorry for rambling on. If you've watched this far, thanks very much. And as always, please check out my other videos. Please like and subscribe, and see you on the flip side. Don't forget, be prepared. So as I was saying, this place suddenly fills up. It's now actually just a little after 2:30 p.m. As you can see, it's full now of kids and youths doing soccer practice, soccer club, basketball. The old man is still over there doing his exercises, and I don't see anybody wearing a mask. Nobody. Nobody out there is wearing a mask. I don't know. I really don't know. It's a sad state of affairs, that's all I can say.
家へ帰らず車中泊をしている職員さんもいます。病院内に寝泊まりできる場所を準備してますが、お子さんが預けられなかったりして仕事に出てこれなくなる職員が多くなれば、そのことが崩壊を招いてしまいます。
新型コロナウイルスによる患者さんが入院した病院の看護職のお子さんが保育園への登園を拒否された、とても心を痛める情報が集まってきています。大変残念なことだと思っています。